Welcome back, everyone. This is Shadow Drake, and all right, let's get back to it. So, I need air is back. I can start recharging it. Uh, my other rocket is still out there. It's slowly losing charge, but it's not. Where is it? Cargo medium exit. It's at 48 quantity, so it's still got a long ways to go. So while that is happening, I guess it's time for me to renovate my base a little bit. So first things first, I realized that my nitrogen composition last part was like 0.5%. So the only things I did is got my super hot nitrogen furnace gases in here and released some in here to get it back to breathing for my plants. This is not the best solution, so I really need to fix that kind of right now. Because I mean, I could keep letting it go, but it'll bump up temps, and I could release it like this, and my plants are not going to be happy, but temperatures will lower. So the best way for me to fix that, and we're going to have to start turning things back on and printing some stuff. I'm going to need a nitrogen tank, and I am going to need another filter. So I'm going to queue that up. I don't know how much supplies I have because I spent a lot going to and two volume pumps, of course. So my two volume pumps. Now I need to find my nitrogen tank. So I will need a nitrogen tank. Now I do have 5 tanks. I did debate on possibly building it inside, but that's a lot of work. So let's just insulate it. Uh, and an atmospherics kit. That's gonna be near the back. I'm just gonna queue this job. I should still have plenty of supplies, but I might need to go back and do some. So let's get to the build. That's the normal tank, that's right. So I still got a decent smattering of pipes. I have some chutes. I am debating on taking a stacker out there so that I can finish that job. In fact, I could probably do that. I can take a small detour to head out there. Stacker. Wait, was it a stacker? Stacker's the one that made that packer, right? Yeah, the packer is the loader comes from stacker. Yeah, I just need one. So let's build one and I'll ferry it out that way. All right. So my goal for this, I need to get the nitrogen capture system going, and so what that's going to allow me to do is also be capable of. I'm going to need some pipes for the filter. How's my materials? My materials are doing good. So what the nitrogen capture is going to do is allow me to actually get some cryo cooling down so that I can actually make the cryo chamber work. Now what I believe it's less than 150 Kelvin, or maybe it was less than 150 Celsius. I don't remember. But one of the things I do want to do, however, is actually expand my little survival hut a little bit. Maybe, expand it out to this size right here because I'm very limited on space. Very, very limited on space. But the other thing I want to do is I kind of want to build like a actual area. What am I saying? Like right now my rocketry stuff and everything is down there, but I kind of want to expand this. Sorry. So like I was saying, so my little survival hut is basically that little space right there, and that's this whole thing. I gotta connect the problem I'm gonna have with this is I'm gonna connect this to, if I connect this gas sensor in there, we're gonna have problems because now my gas sensor is gonna be I did the whole set batch for that, which is a problem. So I actually don't like this gas sensor is strictly for monitoring that. It's not a room gas sensor because remember I have some room gas sensors in there to check for like volatiles and stuff. Not for volatiles and stuff, but for oxygen so that I know when to turn vents on and when things are a problem. But this is part of that system. So in order for me to truly make this work, I actually need to separate this network from my filtering setup. And so what I don't know about how to do that better is if I just put I guess I could just put a transformer to go out here. But that's kind of why I want this here, so that I can change things up, so I can put a transformer, but then again, my shower is right there. So my whole living space is kind of in tight stuff. Like, as unorganized as I am, I do try to have some organization with my power grid. And so that led me to thinking, well, what if I just build back here and create kind of like a living room area? Well, like a place where I can do the shower, a place where I can do the cryo tube, a place where I could sleep. And then I could maybe also do like a second floor system, so that I can, go around the corner, and that's how I can keep an eye on my rocketry stuff, be capable of looking at rockets, have some way that I can see that. So I'm definitely gonna do some expansions in this case, or I'm gonna have to, because yeah, I can't just put that on there. I have to put it on a separate network. So the best way for me to do that, unfortunately, is to have a transformer right here. I can't put that there. Ugh, this is such a pain. I can do that there. I can remove this here because I won't need it like that anymore. That's gonna stop running. And then that space in there is gonna be part of that. So yeah, I just get a transformer and put that there, and that should be good. Now, as far as power generation and stuff goes, I'm definitely not making enough power in the daytime. You see that I'm already at, I'm spending 7.5 kilowatts, and I'm only generating about 2.7. Now, at night, this isn't a problem because I am capable of out producing, or out making what I need. Ugh. So yeah. Okay. So okay, yeah, it is facing correct. It just looked really weird. So I have my 3 Starlings, my 4 solar panels, which I'm gonna have to upgrade, and then I'm definitely going to. I'm gonna have to expand. So I was thinking where that is just like a single walkway, because I intended this to be part of my printer system right here. This right here. So this is gonna be part of the shooting for my printer system. So I'm gonna need a walkway out here. And this will kind of come out to a nice little room right here. And I can put doorways to kind of separate things. So I'm just going to solid weld this so that I can, so I have an idea for the room structure. It's going to be a single, because it'll be kind of dangerous for me to, oh, I already did that. So I just need sheets. All right, so I got that. Okay, so now that I have this is my airlock, as we can see coming through here. And I now have the option of actually coming from the airlock to my room, or from the greenhouse. And honestly, I kind of want to do the greenhouse. So what I would like to do is that station battery that I have set apart for the greenhouse, I want to separate it. I have basically my room logic, and then I'll probably have a transformer to handle my other logic. And then I'll have, I don't know, maybe another 2x2 area. Maybe or 2 length and then out wide over here. Yeah, 2 and such up to here, ending right here. That way I have a little bit of extra space. As far as this is concerned, I kind of wanted this here so that I can kind of control exactly how, I want to say I can put just inlet right here. Yeah. So food goes in here and then it'll get processed and then come on now. There we go. And up like this and shoot out. Like that. And that will handle that basically will handle this. But I need to get all of this squared away. And like I said, I need to split up the logic so that it doesn't, I don't have my room control board be a part of it. And now, I need these here because I need to do a filter. I need to do a filter setup. Now, this is going to go to an atmospherics filter out here. And I think for simplicity's sake, I'm going to put it right here. This will go to a nitrogen tank. And for the time being, it'll be right here. I think this may be a bad idea, but what else can I do? So of course I am going to need a volume pump here for the nitrogen and a volume pump here for the volatiles. Now, this is gonna open up weirdness with my piping because I need to get the volatiles from here out to my volatiles tank right here. Now, the other thing I was considering is I need to run 2 sets of piping because what I want to do is get some liquid nitrogen so that I can heal myself so I can stop having this meter. But in order for me to do that, I will need to run this all the way out here to my phase change cooling system. And I don't like to run my piping above if I can help it, so I'll have to hide it underground. So I'll need to do 2 pipe systems. The reason why I will need 2 is because I will need to run volatiles to start my phase change loop, and then I'll need to run some nitrogen for a nitrogen loop, and then finally get started on my cryo cooling. Now the hard part about the cryo cooling setup is that I need a temporary setup here, and I'm already encroaching on my rocket stuff up here. Which reminds me, I need another mount because I need to start working on the combustion centrifuges because I need to run fuel from here, run all the way back to around over here. I think I came up with what I want to do. So this trade setup is going to get removed, and what I want to do is probably beam some power down there and have my trades set up down there. Only because I kind of like the idea of having a trader come down and be floating over magma. That's honestly the whole reason why I'm going to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. This trade setup is going to eventually get removed, and I'm going to instead replace this whole area with, whatchamacallit, the centrifuge line. So I'm going to need to run my centrifuge line over here. My advanced furnace can probably be moved a little bit further, but I'm going to need, you guessed it, another rocket, because I need to bring my stuff down here, and this is kind of sorely in the way. So once I get to that point, I need to do that. So let's see. A lot of remodeling. Basically a whole lot of remodeling. And yeah, so that trader is in the way. I need to sell to make some cash. What trader is in here anyways? I completely forgot. I left them here while I went on my base. Stellar Smelter. Personally, yeah, I would love to get genetic engineering down, but I probably won't be able to call them down. Honestly, Stellar Smelter, have I sold anything to you? Oh, I really need to start making burgers too. No, I have not sold anything to you, and I need money. A box of muffins? Heck yeah, I can actually make 5 of those. Don't get distracted, Shadow Drake. I'll keep him hostage for now. Okay, so that's the goal. So now I need materials. I need to go on ahead and get all of this set up, but it just means I'm gonna do a whole lot of stuff. Okay, so let's get things started. So I am going to need this. Oh, just that. Cool. Then it's screwdriver and cables. And for sure, this is going to go here. I think I will have the I think I will have this be the main control for literally this whole setup over here. I can do it because I'll have the active vents that'll filter out, and then I'll have this stuff just kind of work on its own. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, I got a plan now. So I'm going to need a ridiculous amount of piping because I want to go on ahead and get this squared away. I need to go on ahead and pipe this to volatiles, and go on ahead and get this pumping to not that. I don't want to weld that. Pump into pump vol. Because the only thing that comes out of this will be volatiles and nitrogen once it's working. And this actually gives me a reason. So I have 238 liters of water. Plus I know I have a ridiculous amount of water ice that I can put into my silo for processing. So I'm not going to be hurting for water. Yeah, 42 kilowatts when the Starlinks are full running. But you see, I need 10.6 megawatts. And I think I can bring most of that down. But I'm using 12 kilowatts at night now. So I need to be extremely careful about my power usage. But at the same point, I don't really think I need to worry about balancing it because I do generate storm power when I get windstorms, and that can be a good topper. So that whole monitoring system is something I gotta do. Anyways, before I get too distracted, let's continue this. I'd like to get that operational and going. I will need an IC. Not that one because that's my thing. Okay, so what will I need? I will need an IC10. Since I just need the one. I believe I have transformers, and I'm gonna go ahead and wire the transformer stuff inside already. Consoles. I don't know where it is. If I even have any. I have super heavy cable. I don't think I have consoles. Yeah, I really don't think I have consoles. Great. I mean transformers. I have consoles, not transformers. Okay, gotta make another transformer then. That's fine. That's fine. This is why you check stuff. While I am at it, no, I don't need to tie up my printer yet, just yet. Go right there. It's been 121 days without dying. That's impressive for this. 7 kilowatts. Now I'm only getting 2 kilowatts of power. Yeah, I definitely need to get some panels. Maybe I should just make another 2 solars. Just something to help tie over my base. Pretty sure it's in the beginning. end, apparently. Okay. 2 heavy solars. Sending it that way. I need astraloy. I believe I have enough. Yes, I do. Alright, 2 heavy solars, and I need some glass. I believe I have glass. Yep, right there. Okay, but before I do that, let's get this done. Okay. Quick shower. Alright. Okay, I need this transformer kit right here. Because I do need to separate the pipe network. Just gonna put 1,000 watts and turn it on. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now that that's set up, I need air. It's almost fully charged. I'm gonna fill it eventually. Cargo exit 61. So I'm still making a lot of resources. That's, you know, gives me a way. Good leeway. Okay, what was I doing? Gonna go ahead and top up. This gives me the solar panels a chance to be made. But yeah, just now it's just a matter of kind of balancing my energy production a little bit better while improving my everything. So now that I got that powered, I can wire that gas sensor because it will no longer be a problem. And then comes the actual programming for that. So let's get my solars. Are you not done yet? How long does it take for you to print? Okay. Do I have any more steel frames? Because I need to lay more groundwork. Just 2 of them. So I need to print more steel frames. What about wall kits? Thought I had... Look how messy I am. Just everywhere. Some wall kits. Some steel sheets. Just gonna hang on to them. Let's get some piping. Oh, I don't need the chutes anymore, so they can stop taking up space. Sometimes I do use the 2-hand controls. Sometimes I get myself a little turned around with it. Alright, so 2 more solar panels. That should be another approximately 1,000 watts of power. That should help with the power usage over here. Because when all that's off, it's 7 kilowatts. That's, and you know, 3 is, yeah, that should minimize the loss a bit during the day. Because I'm running into this thing where daytime I'm losing more compared to nights, and plus the fact that this power transmitter is, you know, I'm needing about 3.5 kilowatts of power on my base. Oh right, I need the super heavies. So I need to go get the super heavies so that I can actually benefit from this. Okay, let's go get the super heavies because I forgot about them. Gotta replace most of those. I probably have already restarted my Mars playthrough, but I've actually been having some trouble figuring out what I should do there. I think I probably came up with a good system for that now. So I'm not going too crazy on the power generation side here. I I've always really, I did. I guess you kind of get to a point in this game where you start to really, in a sense, engineer what you have, but also try to make do with more with less, if I said that correctly. So I need to put that out there. There we go. That's some better power generation. That should hopefully help keep my batteries from going crazy. Because I need 17.8 megawatts. Because they got to charge that battery, and they also got to charge everything in here. So it is actually quite a bit of power. 7 versus 4.5. Okay, so that's a slight drop, and I believe the Starlings will give me an extra 3 each. But I use 3 here, and then the other 2 is just to kind of make up for the daytime, and plus the nighttime water generation is really where a lot of it is used. Okay, but let's get this going. All right, so this now is going to be a part of this right here. In that case, I might just change this to glass. Let this be the only wall. This needs to go down here. So for simplicity's sake, let's just go ahead and connect everything here. Now, for the time being, this is just going to connect straight right here. And this is just going to go down. But I'm also going to remove this temporarily. So here's the plan. Well, forgot the nitrogen filters. Let's leave you here so that I don't forget it. What wall did I put here? That one? That's not gonna work anymore. Okay. I'm gonna put a window instead. The reason I want a window is so that I can kind of see the inside a little bit better, and it might help me to, if I have to clean out the gunk. So we're gonna do the same thing on this side too. So window again. There we go. I'm going ahead and rebuild that. Just get the white border up. So window here, window there. I do need to seal this. I think though, but I think before I seal it though, I kind of want to expand that. So I want this to be underneath. So let's. I don't want to build that. Get up there. I hate the page up, page down. I frequently don't know which rotation works which. It's sad, I know. And the same thing over here. Alright, so that takes care of this. Let's go ahead and seal that up. Seal the top. And leave this open for the time being so that I can manipulate that. So what I want to do is I need to program this sensor. We'll just call this the compost. Do I really want it there? I don't like it right here. Let's move this. There we go. I think this is a better place. So I think that will control everything. So it's going to control the compost. This is the compost sensor, the compost vent. So compost sense. Okay, hold on. Uh, composter sensor, composter vent. And this is actually going to be fairly simple logic to control. Basically, it's going to be if there's gas inside this enclosure, pull it out, and then the filter is going to control itself. If there's gas in the input, just like my other pumps, pump it out to the nitrogen, pump it out to the volatiles, and I just need to make sure that I get the piping to the volatiles tank first. And so then once I do that, then this system is prepped and ready. I can start making nitrogen, which is going to be helpful. Once I can start making nitrogen, then I can actually go, instead of grabbing nitrogen from my furnace, I can grab it from here so that I can just use tanks or something. This is kind of the other thing, the other reason, because I want to be able to run this nitrogen pipeline here to over here so that I can put controls in the room to get nitrogen into the greenhouse. Because right now I'm only controlling the pressure based on CO2, but I need to adjust that script so that I can control it based on nitrogen, because I need that for my soybeans. And ooh, I got cocoa. So now comes the annoyance of running this pipe out to the volatiles tank over here. So best way for me to do that, I think, is like, wait, where did this? Okay, it comes out right here. Oh, get down there. There we go. Like that. And for the time being, so that I can get out. I don't think I can get out. Oh, nope, I can't get out. No. Okay. Why can't I get out? How does that not allow me to get out? Okay, gotta stop messing with that. I'll kill myself somehow. Alright. That didn't work. So what about right here? There we go. Ah, okay. So now I need to pipe that up over there. Probably should have used red. Oh, I'll use that eventually. 17.8. Okay, so the rocket should be done charging, so I'm no longer going to be losing power because of that. What's my time base? Spent 30 minutes on just moving things around. I'm not doing great with my time, am I? Alright. Am I really breathing that much that fills that quick? Has it always been that quick? Okay, so this is where the large ones are super useful. Okay. Why not? Oh, is that too big? By how much? That's gonna be awkward. Alright. That was a lot less pipes than I thought I needed. It's just for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna paint this. Yes, I know I could have just painted this stack and I wouldn't have to worry about it, but, you know, completely forgot. So what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to fill my my volatiles tank a little bit based on and it's going to use some cooler it's going to use some cooler get some cooler volatiles in here, which is going to be a plus because, you know, right now it's 102 Celsius. That's already kind of rough, and I'm going to be feeding it roughly 50 Celsius. Yeah, roughly 50 Celsius volatiles from the composter. So that actually works out well for me. And I can't program stuff with a laptop. It has to be... Go. Rebuild the floor. Because I don't want to keep falling through it. Go. Alright. Now, as far as logic is concerned, I need to turn this on if there is literally anything in the composter sensor. I'm planning on letting this whole room come to a vacuum. So... easiest way for me to do that, though, is to just seal myself in and go on ahead and turn this on. If I can. Yes, I can. I should have enough space in there. So probably I should go on ahead and do that. Seal this up and then break into my base and go from there. Okay. Yeah, that's a good plan. Alright, so sealed myself in. Turn this on. Then I can seal this up and then break into my... Oh boy, there's a problem, Shadow Drake. Please. Oh no. That's not gonna work. Alright. Gotta wait for daytime. This should be enough. I hate the political texts. It's like, come on, I don't care about... I'm not really a fan of politics. I don't care about it. Alright. And once this is done, I'll seal this room here because it'll be clean. Yep. Empty, empty, empty. Yeah. Alright. Turn that off. Is there anything else I need? I don't think so. Okay, this is empty. It's perfect. Empty. Perfect. Now I just break in. Break in. Ah! I'll do the same to the other side, but I got laptops and stuff in the way, the computers. This is why I need a bigger space. I realized that I was going to have this problem. Okay. That's fine. I'll just move you. Only reason I have you is so that you can be a programming terminal. And, you know what? Oh, I can't put you there because then you won't be a good programming terminal. Ugh. You're just gonna be right here for now, okay? Just be right there. There. Perfect. Nobody needs to program. All right. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is because I wanted to go on ahead and get some stuff for a test run. So I need the switchgrass seeds and the switchgrass. Because I'm going to speed harvest because I do not want to spend forever harvesting these. Alright. I don't like switchgrass in the composter. But I'm not being... Okay. Now, this is where the whole composter... Hold on a second. I just thought of something. Am I able to program the IC from in here? When it's connected to the atmospherics? Am I able to do that? Oh, that's genius. Oh, that's genius. I stumbled upon a great idea. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, that's perfect. I don't even need to be out there to program things. I can just be in here in the safe comfort of my 32 Celsius greenhouse. That's perfect. Okay, let me fix up the outside first. Vent out my waste tank. Back out. There we go. Yeah, you see how I'm losing power. That's why I was slightly concerned about my power generation. 7.2 kilowatts versus 4.5 coming in. I know most of it is like all of these extraneous lighting and stuff, but okay, that's what I was talking about, the outpost. When you start to get to the deep miner outpost, I'm using 2.5 kilowatts at my outpost. Oh, well, because of the deep miners. That's where a lot of my power is going, to be honest. Is that charged yet? It is not. All right. So the easiest way for me to clean up these pipes is to actually disassemble them. So, yep. Okay. Now, all right. Now, because of the way I always do my chips, it's always going to be a N2 pump. I'm trying to connect the screw. Pump N2, pump volatiles. I might have to. Okay. I need to, one, make a nitrogen filter. And then two, I need to actually import, probably import the CO2 oxygen script. And then I'll have a good baseline for programming. So, heavy nitrogen filter needs some stellite, that's fine. This should have the astroloy. It should make another 2 solar panels. Probably freaking out over the power generation, but slow and steady. I'm spending resources on that. Okay, while I am doing that, I need to go on ahead and grab the current script for my CO2 and my oxygen and CO2, because it's roughly the same thing that I intend to do. Grab that, import it, come back out here, fix everything back. So first, shut you off. Swap. Go back inside, import it, then I'll have a good baseline to work with. I might just need another Sterling at night, to be honest. Oh, don't go up the stairs. Import. There we go. Now I got the script. The solar storm will probably generate a good chunk of power during the day anyways. It's not going to be as great as the windstorm, because what I like about the windstorm is that that's 20 kilowatts of power almost continuously. I do need another large wind turbine though. Okay, there we go. It's idle. That's what I need it to be. Okay. So with that, this is now 10 liters, that's 10 liters, that's that. So now, the only things I don't have is, what I didn't really think about getting is I should have gotten the reference ID for the gas sensor, the active vent, and the composter. I should have done that, but I didn't. Yeah, 2 red batteries is scary to me. Kinda glad I upsized it. Six. Yeah. I'm only generating half the power that I am spending, and I'm only getting a huge chunk at night when all of that is running. When it's nighttime, I'll go and check to see what the because I'm doing 12. Yeah, I'm doing 12 at. Okay. I need to be out there when it is almost daytime to see just how much is left in the tank. First things first, shower. Alright, showering is done. Eating and drinking. Alright, so I have 3 devices out there that I need to grab with the config tablet. Okay, so configuration. Let's see what I can get. Okay. Wow, 3C3A2. Wow. 3C919. Can I get that? The answer is no. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be... Okay. I know what I can do though. I just need a console. Alright, how much did that... Netmo tablet. Yeah, that killed my nitrogen. about that? That's better. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, just to make things simpler, I'm going to go on ahead and... What did I do with my console? It's in here, isn't it? No, it's not. Wait, what happened to my console? Oh, I threw it on the floor. Okay. What I am going to do is I'm going to use this console to get the reference ID so that I can put it in correctly. Okay. So network analyzer configuration, got it. 43 ABA. 43 ABA. So define con, and this is going to be $43 ABA. That's fine. So I'm going to keep this roughly the same. So what I need to do is find, I'm going to use this, find ref IDs. So move to R0. Con. Because I need that. Now I'm going to do LB gas sensor. Hit gas sensor. LB to R1. And I want reference ID. Is that what it is? It's over here somewhere. Reference ID. Okay, lowercase d. And I'll just do sum. And then I am going to S R0 setting R1. That should tell me the reference ID for the console. It should be on. Why is this upside down? Hold on, has this always been upside down? Whoa. Why is this upside down? This shouldn't be upside down. 275, 371, okay. Alright, so now I can define G sense 275, 370. I don't remember. My memory is bad. 275, 371. 275, 371. All right. So now I have the gas sensors reference ID. So now, just to make sure it works, I am going to I won't need that. This is going to be my test ID. So we're going to move to R0 gsense. We're going to load to R1 gsense pressure. Then we're going to move to R0 con. Then we're going to set R0 setting R1. Didn't work. $275, $371. So what did I get wrong? Wait. Should be right there. There we go, 0. That's what I expect. Now, I'm going to come up here, poke this, unpoke it. Well, I'll poke it until I see a poop ball pop out on the other end. I'm seeing the number change, so that means that's a good sign. How long does it take for it to pop out a poop ball? Pressure's going up. Currently processing. Alright. Now, there is a way to kind of clip things into the wall right here. Can I? Okay, hold on. I can... Ugh. Well, that's not helpful. Okay. If I can squint that way, which is not helpful. There we go. Alright, better. Ooh, 50 moles of nitrogen, 50 moles of volatile. See? And it is at 45 Celsius. That's perfect. That's what I want. Okay. Now, what I should have done. Let's see the configuration. Okay, let's get the composter 3C3A2. So, define What? Hold on. What do you mean argument length? Define Why am I getting red text? Now I forgot my number. Thank you, red text. It was when I was typing. Did it just not like that? 3C3A2. 3C8. 3C... 3C3A2. 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 Perfect. Okay. So I got my composter. Now I need my active vents. My active vents. Screw it. I'm doing the same thing I did before with the console. Okay. So that works. Okay. Active vents. Not the kits. I need the active vent itself. Okay. Put the active vents. And then we set it at R1. 248,089. Okay. Define A vents. 248,389. Okay, if there's anything that you'll learn from this is that I have a very terrible memory if I don't actively practice it. 248,089. That's actually not bad. I only missed it by 1. Okay. The easiest way that I can test this one is... Well, I'll no longer need the console. We're gonna move to R0 a vent, and we're gonna set R0 mode 0. Because right now the active vent is set to in, so it's gonna be... So I will see that go to blue. And it works. Perfect. Okay. Now, I want to say that right now it doesn't work. So if I were to set a vent like this to 1, I don't think this will work. Yeah, that does not work. I don't know why. I don't know why that's hasn't been fixed yet. So let's just fix it. So back to R0, event 1. It's really frustrating that this is basically what I have to do for the time being. Okay, that works. There are the deprecated commands. I could just do SD, and it's got a slash right there for now because it's deprecated, but I really want to avoid that if possible. But I really don't want to do this junk right here. Move here to set that, but I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna say this is the active vent controls. So we're gonna move to R0 a vent as R0 mode 1 because it has to be like that. And then I need to create another one right here. So we're gonna do alias AV on R12. Well, yeah, because I really don't want to keep reusing the okay, hold on. Alias device ID R12, and that's R11. That way I can move it to the device ID and I can do something with that. So dev ID. Dev ID. That way I don't accidentally overwrite that. So dev ID mode 1. And then we're going to see set dev ID on AV on, which is currently 0. So I no longer need this right here. Yeah, I no longer need that. I no longer need that console either. Alright, so with that, that means that the active vent will stay off. And I can go on ahead and remove you. Hooray. Okay, so just to verify, I should be able to... I won't be able to squeeze in there. Okay. Now, up here, we're going to do the compost room check. I no longer need this. I am going to start deleting junk I don't need. It's going to complicate this script a lot. Let's remove these commented out codes. I don't need this either. It's down here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to dev ID, and we're going to move the G sense. We're going to load to R0 from the dev ID, and we're going to load the pressure setting. And then we're going to do a SNES, set if not equal to 0, and we're going to do AV on R0. So what that is going to do is that should turn on my active vents when there is literally anything in the room. And that's going to turn it on. My cats are going crazy. When the pressure is not equal to 0, and this should pull it all out. So if I do this, I should see that. I think it turned on. So only way I can check is I'll do the same thing, throw it in there. Yep, room is vacated. Now I need to go make sure that I didn't accidentally pollute my stuff outside. I'm gonna try to keep the nitrogen in there. What I should do is just dump out that in here, and it'll eventually cool. Emphasis on eventually. Did I have that paused the whole time? I didn't mean to have it paused. I did have it paused, didn't I? Alright, so these get to about 30 megapascals. My concern is that they are emptying out completely before nighttime hits, which will be a problem if they are. Since there's nothing on the input pipe, that means that this ran correctly. This filter is nitrogen, so that means I have nitrogen. 450-ish moles of it. Perfect. All right. Okay. Now comes the next thing. This is the thing that I'm not entirely sure on. The composter. I need to be able to read how much is inside the thing and give it a one-time activate signal. And that's the problem, giving it a one-time activate signal. Okay, since I am doing this, I should not have all of this stuff. I should just leave the configuration tracker right there. Okay. So if I look at this, let's see. I got to give it an activate of 1. Does it have a mode? Advanced Composter. Is there a mode? Mode equals 0, mode equals 1. So if I turn this on, does its mode change? The answer to that is no. That's stupid. Wait, hold on. If I do this, activate as 1. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Hearing that clicking, that's going to get kind of annoying too. What am I going to use this fertilizer on? Are you serious? You're already at seeds? How long was I out there? Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to put the fertilizer into my cocoa because I need that. You see all of these ridiculous numbers of seeds? I am going to compost the mess out of them. Okay. I really need more space. Okay. So, okay. So that's the compost room check. So now I need to do the advanced composter operations check. So alias advanced compost on R10. This is kind of where I'm not entirely sure, because one of the things that happened when I did this on Venus, and I didn't know about this, but you can spam send an activate signal to the composter, and it will forcefully process everything despite the fact that there is no water. In fact, I could kind of do, because what it's supposed to do is if it's out of water, it shouldn't turn on. So the hard part with this is I don't really have a good way to read the the water connection, to see that there is water in there. There's just no way to do that. So I can't, you know, I could accidentally do something stupid and have it so that if I fill this composter up, I could literally drain all my water from my water pipe. It's gonna take forever for it to do that, mind you, but it is possible that it can do that. Should be 250 kPa. So with that in mind, I wonder if it'll be okay to be just like, look, if there's if this has any amount of quantity above 5, you turn it on. Any below 5, you just turn it off. Maybe kind of like another Schmidt trigger. I don't know. The other thing I could do is make a one shot. Uh because it forcefully shuts itself off. But I don't think I have access to that. I suppose I could remove that pipe. If I remove this pipe right there. I can't see how much is in there. Maybe a liter. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that running. While I'm there, I have a lot of potatoes that I just need to throw away. I mean, look at all these potatoes. Just get rid of them. Why have all of these potatoes? Look at all these seeds up here. I mean, I have like literally so many seed stacks right here. Just get rid of them. Okay. So how do I make a one shot with this is the question. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Probably I shouldn't even bother to do that. Okay, is it nighttime yet? Yeah, it is. Okay. I'll leave that running for now because I need to go check on the power situation stuff. And, oh, I am way overdid it. Okay. So I'm going to give this a thought while I wait. So when we return next time, since technically the advanced composter stuff is ready, yeah, I'm spending 11 kilowatts. I'm only generating 11.3. I need more power generation at night. That means I need another Sterling. Yeah, 3.4. These are not outputting as fast as I thought. Yeah, I'm gonna need another Sterling or two. Let's get 2 more Sterlings. Okay, so I got some extra solar panels. That gets the daytime. 2 more Sterlings. That should offset my nighttime. I want to be generating extra power at night. And the fact that I'm at 11.2, just breaking even. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of power. Okay, so that's good to know. 2 more Sterlings, and that should that should that should uh that should keep me going. And I think I'm doing smart canisters now because I want to get these filled. Yeah, I want to get these filled for sure. And I need the smart canisters to keep them from breaking. So yeah, I went a little bit overboard, but essentially I do have the advanced composter running. I have nitrogen now. That means the water is empty in there. Yeah, I'm getting some nitrogen now, which means I can use that to pressurize my base, and I can go on ahead and start working on cryo cooling. So yeah, that's done. Okay. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make a one shot for that. Maybe I'll just keep it because I'm supposed to always be generating water. And so my advanced composter should be making volatiles for me and nitrogen. And I'll stop using it once my nitrogen tank is full. So yeah. Alrighty. Well, I gotta do some mining for sure because I need to get some more materials to expand my base. So I'm probably gonna build the Sterlings and I am going to work on getting this going. Just gonna go ahead and reattach this pipe. And the last thing I'm gonna do is basically we're gonna move to device ID, and this will be my my composter. We're gonna load to R0, and we're going to load from device ID, and we're gonna load quantity. We're gonna load quantity. I need to get my tablet back out. I'm pretty sure that's quantity. So when we return, hopefully I'll have I'll be able to expand on the place, but I need to get 2 things set up, and that's the extra. Yes, quantity is what I want. And so basically, when quantity is SGT, we want comp on R0, and let's just do 10. And we're going to do advanced composter controls. So move device ID comp sdev ID activate a, what did it call it? Comp on. Actually, I know what I do. We're going to load to R0 from device ID. We're going to load activate. If BREQ R0 comp on, then we skip it. That way, if it goes off due to water, well, that way it should only give that signal once. Unfortunately, that would still cost the whole thing where it will spam click. So if I export that, there we go. I'm getting my poop balls. Getting my poop balls. All right. So success. This is Shadow Drake. We are now making our own poop. I can fertilize my plants with poop, and I will be able to now have a stable supply of nitrogen. And then I will eventually pipe that into this base so that I can control it, so that my soybeans won't die. Thank you for your time. Hope to see you when we return. Have a good day and goodbye.